Let us pray. Creator God, on this great day of celebration and achievement, we give thanks for the privilege of study and research, for the wisdom of those who encourage us to search for the unknown, and for family and friends who have supported us and encouraged us to achieve our goals. We give our thanks. Bless all our graduates, those who will use their newfound wisdom to push forward the frontiers of science in seeking to address the needs of our world. Inspire those who will use their curiosity for learning to promote greater understanding of our physical world and the workings of our human body. And those who will use their newfound skills to plan and engineer an exciting new future. Bless all our graduates as they journey from here to their different places and countries of work. May they meet each new opportunity with a bold and daring spirit, and may they find happiness in all that they do. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good afternoon to you all, and a most sincere welcome to this afternoon's graduation ceremony. I don't know why, but something tells me it's going to be a very exciting graduation ceremony this afternoon. But before we start the ceremony itself, it's my pleasure to ask the Principal Vice Chancellor and Sir Pete to address the Assembly.
Thank you. Thank you, Chancellor. I'm still getting used to it. It's taking some time.
You mean Sir Pete?
That bit, yes. Let me add my very warm welcome to all of you today to this graduation ceremony. And I'd like to start by saying that those of you who are visiting Dundee for the first time, this is really a great opportunity to receive the warmth and the welcome of not just the University of Dundee, but the City of Dundee as well. We are now, of course, a UNESCO City of Design, a status we share with Beijing, Berlin, and Buenos Aires, among others. That title was accorded to Dundee at the beginning of the year and is a sign of its emergence as a global city. I'm proud to say that the university is at the heart of these changes. We have a close relationship with the city which goes beyond education to the sharing of knowledge and the building of partnerships which have brought economic and cultural prosperity to our city. We're a founding partner of the V&A Museum of Design, Dundee, which is now beginning to take shape on the waterfront. We're the hub of a biotechnology sector which now accounts for 16% of the local economy. And we aim to be a key part of this city's future as a centre for renewable energy, promoting the sustainable use of global resources. Our strong and effective relationship with the National Health Service in Tayside and Fife consistently produces benefits for patients, not least those with diseases such as diabetes. No less than Sir Mark Wolpert, the UK government's chief scientific advisor, said of the city's contribution to diabetes care and prevention, "If you live in Dundee and suffer from diabetes, you have been participating in a medical revolution." The ethos underpinning these activities is encapsulated in our core mission as a university: to transform lives, locally and globally, by the creation, sharing, and application of knowledge. The work we do here at Dundee has applications and implications for people around the world, not restricted to Scotland or the United Kingdom. And it's my privilege as principal of this university to see much of this work firsthand and witness the impact it is having here in Dundee and around the world. To illustrate this, I'm going to share with you some examples of our most recent work and its positive effects from here in Dundee to literally the other side of the world. Very recently, I received a rare visitor in my office. And you might think it strange that one of our staff, Professor Tony Martin, is rarely seen in Dundee, but that's because, as Professor of Animal Conservation, he has spent much of the last 3 years on the island of South Georgia in the Southern Ocean. South Georgia is a unique environment that supports an abundance of marine and terrestrial wildlife. Its population of seabirds has been under threat of extinction from the presence of millions of rats, which were introduced to the island while it was a prime whaling station. Our habitat restoration project is a huge effort to save those native birds from extinction, increasing their numbers by millions, and restoring the island to its status as one of the most important seabird sanctuaries in the world. Tony and his team have now succeeded in clearing the island of all of the rats, which means the native flora, fauna, and animal life of this fragile ecosystem can flourish once more. The challenges of this project have been immense. South Georgia has been the largest rodent eradication project the world has ever seen. And it seems remarkable to me that a university in the northeast of Scotland of modest size has achieved such a feat of logistics and prodigious effort, literally on the other side of the globe. More locally, around the same time, we welcomed hundreds of school children in Dundee to the university for the culmination of projects they've been working on to redesign the city's waterfront using the computer game Minecraft. The level of engagement with the project they displayed has been remarkable. Primary 6 and Primary 7 children have been thinking about how their city could look, and they are the future generations of this city of design, expressing their own creativity. I look forward to seeing whether the city planners take forward their ideas for a Dundee Eye or an underwater restaurant, and I'll be the first to make a booking when that happens. And then, just last week, we unveiled a research breakthrough that could change the lives of people across the developing world. A new compound created here in Dundee that may not only offer a treatment for malaria, but may also protect against future infection. That has been made possible by the gathering at the university of world-leading expertise in drug discovery. We created our drug discovery unit to help meet the need for new drugs to treat what are termed neglected diseases. And a drug that eradicates malaria would change the lives of millions of people every year. And that is what we mean when we say our mission is to transform lives. It's a mission that applies equally to our students and to our graduates here today. I hope you have experienced transformation through your time at Dundee, that you leave here equipped to face your own future challenges and achieve your ambitions. You can all have a significant impact on lives in Dundee, across the UK and around the world, delivering tangible economic, social and cultural benefits wherever you choose to work and live. Our students are a vital part of the community here on campus, one which has representatives from 145 countries. And we're immensely proud that our students have voted Dundee the best student experience in Scotland for the past 6 years, and consistently among the best in the UK. And now, when you become graduates of Dundee, I hope you'll become our ambassadors to the world. We have a goal through our transformation agenda to become Scotland's leading university. We are already leading, not just in the UK, but internationally, in much of the work we do. Our reputation as a centre of excellence can only help you in your future lives. And I hope you will continue to watch and stay connected with us as the university goes from strength to strength. 2017 will see us celebrating our 50th anniversary, when I hope to welcome many of you and some of our 80,000 other alumni back to the city and the university campus. In the meantime, I wish you all well for the future and hope you will continue in your association with the university, taking pride in its success, as I will undoubtedly take pride in the achievements of each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Pete, for that inspiring address. It is now my great pleasure to call upon the Dean for the Center of Anatomy and Human Identification, Deputy Principal, Professor Sue Black. I always feel I want to say more about you, but I'll refrain.
Oh, good. You've no idea how delighted I am that you're going to refrain. Chancellor, and may I say my favourite Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of Bachelor of Science with honours of the first class, Jennifer Dougal. Rebecca Fife. Sarah Goodwin. Vaisak Puthurusurpadi. Hannah Rasp. We are a noisy lot in Carhead, I'm so sorry. Joanna Tomlinson. Kirsty Barker. Katrina Butler. Elizabeth Kachia. Elizabeth is now going to go and give her mother a great big hug.
One of them.
Liam Cooper. Thank you, Liam. Marie Ann Duncan. Vivian Evans. Fiona Fackerson. Katrina Hutchison. Frances Langahan. Katie Larner. Antonia Malinova. Benedetta Mami. Eleanor Manson. Melanie Matthew. Amy McCluskey. Emma Murdoch. Tony Ogilvie. Rebecca Reed. Victoria Riddle. Inga Siepke. Sammy Jo Stalker. Sarika Warren. Christopher Watson. Emma Williams. Juliette Capulad-Murphy. Emma Jews. Alexandra Robertson. Erin Thompson. Karen Van Sweden. Catherine Dixon. Daniel Harrower. And Shauna McMenemy. Thank you, Chancellor.
Thank you, Professor Black. I now call upon the Dean of the School of Engineering, Physics and Mathematics, Professor Timothy Newman. Without the hat, Professor.
Indeed, Chancellor. Excuse me. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Engineering with honours of the first class, Samuel Fielder. Sarah Hodnett. Florence Endham. Emily Palmer. Romans Poltogenox. Craig Ritchie. Richard Scott. Peter Silvera. Valdemaris Savicki. Johan Stadler. And Ionius Urbanus. And with honours of the upper second class, Rebecca Adams. Reuben Whittaker. Mark Robertson. Alistair Russell. Mark Stewart. Thomas Svensson. Alistair Thompson. Gavin Waugh. And Blair Whittet. And for the degree of Master of Science with honours of the first class, Kyle Nutt. And with honours of the upper second class, Arnina Goodlad. And for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with honours of the first class, Ashish Bhati. Lawrence Mitchell. Scott Punton. And with honours of the upper second class, Nathan Allen. Inigo Aringran, Thomas Cass, Craig Durrock, Christopher Douglas, Blair Fraser, Anthony Lindsay, Robert Miller, Casper Moore, Andrew Murky, Adam Scott, Richard Strachan, Mitesh Thacker, and Dean Watt. And with honours of the lower second class, Samuel Bancoli. Andrew Cowison, Luke Dexter, Callum Flett, Adam Garvin, Alexander Hanna, Timothy Knight, Dennis Tossocks, Andrew Menz, Connor Sims, Charles Smith, Jamie Stewart, and Daniel Waite. And with honours of the third class, Christopher Horn, and Gary Smith. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, with honours of the first class, Kaylee Anderson. Colleen Cairns, Phoebe Corser, Iona Curry, Fraser Dugan, Adam Eagles, Matthew Ellis, Gillian Forsyth, Sean Hughes, Brendan Kellier, Fiona McFarlane, Andrew McQueen, Alexandra Plachoka, Ross Scrimger, Robin Shuttleworth, Lauren Sweeney, Stephen Thompson, Kerry Thorburn, and Andrew Watt. And with honours of the upper second class, Arturus Baltricitis. Student Chair Neil Christie. And School President David Church. Christine Gestuel. And Catherine O'Prey. And with honours of the lower second class, Roberta Lee Cochrane. Joanna Diemer. Michael Hill. Lewis McMillan. Grace Middleton. And Ross Milne. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Olivia Billington. And Jordan Evans. And for the postgraduate diploma in medical imaging, Mohammed Abdul Nasir. And for the degree of Master of Science, Cicely McNamara. Julianne Schroeter. Brogan Archibald. And Sean Mackay. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Guang Yin Guang. Erwin Immel. John Kelly. Lao Shen Li. Kezban Ozlutis. Lu Peng. Dawai Ren. And last but not least, Shengyi Yang. Thank you, Chancellor.
Thank you, Professor Newman. My pleasure to call upon the Dean of School of Life Sciences, Learning and Teaching, Professor David Coates.
Chancellor, I have the honour and pleasure to present to you a group of students who for the past 4 years have been referred to as the guinea pigs, the first graduating year of the new curriculum in life sciences. For the Bachelor of Science, with honours of the first class, Catherine Anderson. Alessia Boiti. Erica Brady. Selma Kaliotlu. Holly Candler. Gillian Craig. Callum Davey. Emmanuel Lopez. Luke Fulcher. Catherine Hales. Alice Hamilton. James Hetherington. Evelyn Ivanov. Charlotte Lamb. Hannah Leach. Benedict Leslie. Charmaine Lim. Joanne Linklater. Martha Lucas. Matilda Luce. Colin McCullough. Patricia McFarlane. Roderick McNeil. Helen Mitchell. Soliana Kadani. Gennady Pankovs. Amy Patterson. Fiona Plain. Victoria Powell. Isla Prentice. Matthew Reed. James Richards. Laura Riddick. Anna Maria Ristoyu. Melissa Schofield. Catherine Sharp. Greg Taylor. Abigail Thornhill. Courtney Vijas. Jennifer Wood. For the honours of the upper second class, Sharifa Alsagov. Ewan Alston. Andrea Aristotelos. Adam Bennett. Stephanie Black. Connor Bowie. Charlotte Brown. Thomas Brown. Sarah Bruce. Ben Burslam. Daniel Connolly. Hannah Cox. Jennifer Crooks. Luis Dorrego. Nicholas Doherty. Louise Douglas. Jamie Eady. Rory Edwards. Simon Eldridge. Kirsten Oyster-Weeman. John Ferrier. Rebecca Flint. Sarah Frew. Emily Gash. Claire Gibson. Rachel Gilroy. Abigail Glixton. Alex Goodyear. Miriam Greenwood. Jasmine Haddon. Matthew Harland. Zain Hassan. Lydia Hepburn. Philip Hurd. Gemma Huxton. Alistair Irvin. Thomas Irwin. Christy James. Alice Jones. Darren Kelly. Kumsal Kokadal. Glenn Coe. Maria Konovalova. Ho Lai. Shu Lui. Wing Ma. Karina MacDonald. Nicholas McAlpine. Aidan McCann. Scott McCrimmon. Megan McCullough. Christopher McDougall. Dimitrios Mikhailidis. Anna Millward. Gordon Moffat. Michelle Moroney. Kathleen Morrison. Adam Nelson. Elliot Nettleship. Daniel Norman. John Ockham. Jesse Pardo. Eleanor Paul. James Potton. Samuel Reed. Kieran Rhodes. Rachel Riddock. Morag Robertson. Sarah Robertson. Senga Robertson. Philip Roger. Stephen Rothwell. Alexander Sampson. Fraser Smith. Richard Smith. James Stevenson. Benjamin Stubbs. Katrina Swinton. David Temperley. Wendy Tete. Philip Todd. Loredana Trevi. Rebecca Turner. Sarah Jane Turner. Vija Vilsina. Natapum Vong Thaiwan. Jasmine Walker. David Woe. Helen Weir. Bethany Westwood. Anthony Wilkes. Bethan Wilson. And Mikhail Zelinsky. For honours of the lower second class, Natasha Aitken. Nai Chan. Dmitry Finkelbergs. Andrew Fraser. Kirsten Harkins. Jessica Harrier. Nicole Holmes. Grant Johnston. Nicole Kabwabo. Andrew McLeod. Grant McPherson. Michael Neal. Peter Shelton. Andrew Telfer. Mark Welsh. Christopher Wilson. Sene Yonro. And with honours of the third class, Pinar Ertugruloglu. Christopher McFeet. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Fiona Brasher. Jennifer Earle. Jade Hamilton. Sandy McIntosh. William Newey. Claire Struthers. And Maxwell Summers.
Thank you, Professor Coates. I now call upon the Dean of the School of Life Sciences Research, making a debut, Professor Julian Blow.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Science, Amy Mallin. And for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Natasha Bari Efsahani. Katie Baker. Daniel Bandara. John Biddleston. Lynn Cairns. Catherine Connolly. Ross Fennessy. Amy Girk. Raffaella Grimaldi. Tobias Hulton. Jens Huckelmann. Pa Jinilov. Anna Kellner. Catherine Kirkwood. Xinjin Liang. Deborah Lockhart. Debbie McIntosh. Michael Munson. Francesca Nardi. Megan Perry. Adam Roberts. Katerina Schleicher. Harriet Stratton. Shanine Tennant. Paul Trumper. Kshitiz Tyagi. Helen Woodruff. And Vasiliki Zakharaki.
Thank you, Professor Blows. It's a pleasure to see so many doctors of philosophy. Sir Pete.
Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer their degrees in absence upon the candidates who have been unable to attend this ceremony.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer these degrees.
Now, one of the things that we think is special about the degree ceremonies here in Dundee is the way we try to combine that sense of pomp and circumstance with an air of celebration and joy. And the next thing that we're going to do focuses very much on the latter. And what I want you all to do in your newfound responsibility as new graduates of the university, I want you to be able to join together in a collective celebration of your success. And I'll give you the signal for that in a moment. But just to give you some indications of what's expected of you, this is about decibels, not decorum. Those life science guinea pigs that we heard about have to do more than just squeak. Let's hear the lions roar in just a moment. You can cheer. Not polite applause, but cheer, whistle, and stamp your feet and make any form of noise that seems legally opportune. And I want you to bring the house down. So let me just say to all of you, congratulations.
Tomorrow morning is the nurses. They'll beat you by at least 500 decibels. Want to try again? Okay. It's my pleasure now to ask Professor Angus Lemon to present the honorary graduate.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Professor Frank Grossfeld. Frank Grossfeld. Frank Grossfeld is widely regarded as a real-world leader in life sciences research and as one of the most eminent and successful molecular biologists in Europe. I've had the pleasure of knowing Frank for many years, and throughout this time I have both admired and been inspired by his many achievements and by his fantastic passion for science. Frank's innovative and creative research has made a profound contribution to shaping our understanding of how blood cells are formed. His work has helped to explain how erythrocytes, the red blood cells, control the expression of globin genes as they differentiate, which allows the production of the hemoglobin that's required to carry oxygen from the lungs around the body. Now, it's a surprising thing, but I've come to notice just how often it is that the very busiest and most successful of scientists, those with the highest professional demands on their time, are usually also the same people who are most generous in sharing their expertise and in using their valuable time to help others. Frank Grossfeld is a perfect example of this phenomenon. Despite his extensive commitments, not least in training over 100 PhD students in his own laboratory, throughout his career, Frank has consistently contributed to advising and helping the growth and improvement of science and young scientists all across Europe. He has served on many national and international funding committees, editorial boards, and scientific advisory boards. And I should highlight that we have benefited directly from this here in Dundee. I am delighted, therefore, to have this public opportunity to thank Frank warmly for the excellent work he has done over many years as a member of our scientific advisory boards in the College of Life Sciences. Frank, it is greatly appreciated. Let me just tell you, a round of applause will be good. Let me just briefly tell you a little bit about Frank's life and career. Frank is a Dutch scientist who was born in the Dutch West Indies. He began his scientific training by studying chemistry at the University of Amsterdam. Still in Amsterdam, Frank switched from chemistry to biochemistry, working for a master's degree with another famous Dutch scientist, Piet Borst, before moving to Canada, where he continued his training in biochemistry as a PhD student at McGill University in Montreal. He returned to Europe to work first with Professor Charles Weissman at the University of Zurich, something I did myself once in my career, and I'm very impressed you survived the experience. Then joining the group of Richard Flavelle, working with him first in Amsterdam and then in London, where he received a prestigious Royal Society Fellowship. It was in the Flavelle group that Frank first started working on globin genes, a subject that has become the central focus of his research ever since. Frank spent the next 12 years working in London at the Medical Research Council's National Institute for Medical Research at Mill Hill, where he quickly made a major international impact with his groundbreaking research on globin genes, rising through the ranks to become head of the Division of Gene Structure and Expression. In 1993, Frank returned to the Netherlands as a senior professor at the Erasmus University in Rotterdam. And Frank has remained at the Erasmus University in Rotterdam ever since, where he's held many senior appointments, including head of the cell biology department, head of the medical genetics cluster, head of the Department of Clinical Genetics. But as well as his academic activities, Frank has also been active in translational research. Frank is the co-founder of a number of biotechnology companies in the Netherlands, UK, and Greece, and has acted as a scientific advisor to a wide range of international pharma and biotechnology companies. Frank's research also has many practical applications, and in addition to the many hundreds of research publications he has in academic journals, Frank and his colleagues have also authored many patents in the field of biotechnology. Now, Frank Grossfeld's research has made major contributions to shaping our current understanding of the molecular mechanisms that regulate genes and chromosomes. It's not surprising, therefore, that the fundamental importance of Frank's discoveries has been recognized by a long list of national and international prizes and distinctions, including his election as a member of the European Molecular Biology Organization in 1986 and his receipt of the prestigious Jeantet Prize for Medicine in 1991. Also in 1991, Frank was elected here in the UK to the Royal Society, and in 1994, he was elected in the Netherlands as a member of the Dutch Royal Academy of Sciences. In 2013, Frank was made a Knight in the Order of the Dutch Lion. I think by now it will be clear to everyone here today that Frank Grossfeld is an exceptional scientist whose remarkable successes and achievements serve as a fine example for any aspiring young students wishing to make a career in research, and I hope we have many here in the audience. But in addition to his success in science, Frank is also a generous and dedicated person who is rightly admired by his many colleagues, and he has been a very good friend indeed to the University of Dundee. Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer upon Professor Frank Grossfeld the degree of Doctor of Laws.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws. Welcome to university and congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Want to say a few words? Would you like to say a few words?
Of course, I would like to start by thanking you for this honor. It's a great pleasure to be here. I remember my first time arriving by postal plane at the Dundee airport and have come back many times to enjoy actually the fantastic science that takes place at your university. It's a world-class laboratory surrounding where there are many very good scientists doing excellent research. Coming back to my own career, I have really, really enjoyed it and still enjoy it every day. And I would encourage all of you who've just graduated, follow your curiosity and you'll have a very good life. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. And welcome to you. Pleasure to ask Deputy Principal Professor Sue Black to introduce the next honorary graduate.
Thank you, Chancellor. I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, Mr. Stuart McBride. Hoping there's a PowerPoint somewhere that just may appear. Perhaps not. Stuart McBride, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the UK's most successful crime writers, a member of the infamous Tartan Noir clan. He's sold over 2 million copies of his books around the world and has been translated into more than 18 languages. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a serial offender who delivers #1 best-selling novels over and over again. So what I learned from Stuart's own website. Stuart McBride was born in Dumbarton, but he ran away to join the circus at the age of 9, where he specialized in wrestling bears, representing Great Britain at the Atlanta Olympics in this event. In 1975, apparently, he won the Nobel Peace Prize for his revolutionary work on iron brew. And in 1989, he joined the Secret Intelligence Service, but was invalided out due to a back injury sustained while performing a reverse overhead pile driver on a grizzly. Now confined to his pajamas, Stuart fritters away his time writing crime novels set in Aberdeen and lying to journalists and the rest of the world, it would seem. So what I have really learned from his own website is that Stuart McBride does not take himself terribly seriously. He informed me today that academic pursuits were not for the young Stuart, and he started university but decided he wasn't going to go any further and tried his hand at a number of things, including offshore work, although he admits that it was mainly scrubbing toilets, and perhaps surprisingly that didn't last very long. But on a positive note, it is always a lifelong skill base upon which he can call should he fall on hard times. He then had a go at being a graphic designer, a professional actor. He failed in his job application to be an undertaker, a marketing company studio manager, a web designer, a programmer, a technical lead, and the pinnacle of his early success, which was the project manager for an IT conglomerate. Perhaps his formative years might best be describing him as a wanderer, somebody looking for a home. But the sweetest way to success is to figure out what it is that makes you happy. And if you can find that and you can do it for a living, then you are fortunate indeed. So while Stuart was grumping his way through a life of IT, he spent his evenings writing stories. And he wrote a wee book that was called Cold Granite, about an Aberdonian detective, and in it, D.S. Logan was having a bad time. It was his first day back on the job after a year on the sick, and the body of a 4-year-old is found in a ditch, stripped, strangled, mutilated, and a long time dead. Stuart's writing is not for the faint-hearted, and he's not afraid to address what is the achingly harsh reality of serious crime. He does not glamorize it. He secured an agent, and in 2005, Cold Granite was picked up by HarperCollins, and he signed a 3-book deal. These were so successful that McCrae was to become a mainstay in the arsenal of Stuart's writing repertoire. Following the book deals came the many deserved awards: the Barry Award for the Best First Novel, the Crime Writers Association Dagger in the Library Award, and the ITV Crime Thriller Award for Broken Skin. Stuart came to our attention when we sought to raise £1 million to build a new mortuary. He was too scared to say no to Val McDermid, which we all are, quite frankly. And he was one of the amazing 10 world-renowned crime writers who loaned their names and, amazingly, their global reputations to us in this fundraising venture, Million for a Morgue. We had a tremendous amount of fun dreaming up all sorts of madcap events, including what became, surprisingly, an award-nominated output, The Killer Cookbook. Never before, and may I say for very good reasons, has the glorious and honourable ancient art of anatomy ever been associated with a cookbook. And in here, Stuart delighted us by sharing the deepest and darkest of his dirty little secrets, his penchant for an overindulgence in the drop of the hard stuff: mushroom soup. The book raised significant funds for the mortuary campaign, and we even did taster nights, which I have to say were absolutely bizarre in the extreme. And then as the momentum started to dry up, along came this little chap, The Completely Wholesome Adventures of Skeleton Bob. Stuart created Bob for his young nephew, and here for the first time, the little man starred in his own book, and the proceeds of the sale all went to our new mortuary. Bob was born with very thin skin, and so his mum knitted him a pink woolen 3-button suit. He's a charming young chap whose father just happens to be the Grim Reaper, so not too many people mess with him. But it's no surprise that Bob was a huge success, especially because we launched it just before Christmas, and in case I forgot to mention, there are still copies that can be purchased online. So this is how our leaderboard looked like when we came to the end of the exercise, and it was so close that we simply had to find a way to recognize Stuart's tremendous enthusiasm, support, and commitment to our project. What would be a fitting accolade for a crime writer? Well, of course, we named our dissecting room after him. Stuart is a man who barely believes in his own inimitable talents, and is perhaps more surprised than anyone else at his continued success. All he wants to do is to entertain and encourage people to stop being lazy readers. As is very obvious from only a few minutes in his company, he is truly as mad as a box of itchy frogs, with a charming and utterly ridiculous sense of humor, something that is common to those who work in and with the darker underbelly of society. But below his own fairly thin writer's skin is a man who is stalwart in a crisis, intensely private and protective of his family, generous to a fault, and dedicated to the respect of his readers. He recently asked for permission to come into the dissecting room that bears his name, because he wanted to understand what we do there. He was gloriously nervous, totally out of his comfort zone, deeply professional, respectful, and in awe of the generosity of those who choose to bequeath their remains to anatomy at the University of Dundee for the purposes of education and training. I suspect it is a memory that will remain with him always, and in his fictitious world that reflects accurately and honestly the horrors of man's cruelty and inhumanity to man. In our centre, for the briefest of moments, I honestly and truly believe that he was touched and profoundly affected by both the humanity and the calm spirit of altruistic giving that abides there. Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer upon the hairy biscuit himself, Mr. Stuart McBride, the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Don't do that to her. By the authority of the Senate, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws. Welcome to the university and congratulations. And thank you for raising funds for our mortuary. Would you like to say a few words?
Sorry, we have to.
Well, I certainly don't recognise the person who was talked about, but he sounds very interesting. I have to say a huge thank you, not just to the university for this, what is a huge, huge honour for me, but also to everybody graduating today and all the families for letting us share in this. I have sat through this entire ceremony with a massive smile on my face. It's just so unusual to see so many people celebrating each other's achievements. And it's something that we should do much, much more of in society. And just thank you so much for letting me be here for that. Sue did ask if I would do some inspiring words. And I thought, how the hell am I going to do that? Given the fact that you guys, as you've already heard, have achieved so much more than I ever did academically. I did a year and a half of architecture at Heriot Watt, which I absolutely hated. You guys have graduated, you have succeeded, you are at the start of this magnificent journey. And on the way, you're going to make some spectacular successes. You're going to change the world, and you're going to have some spectacular failures. I've had lots of spectacular failures. But these are the things that define us. People who don't make mistakes are people who don't try. So embrace the things that get cocked up. Take them on board, learn from them, move on, and be just better afterwards. And I'm sure you can do, because you're all wonderfully intelligent people, aren't you? Yes, Stuart. Aren't you wonderfully intelligent people? Okay, right. Can I ask everyone to stand up, please? Yep. And families, yes? Everybody up? Excellent. Now, here's a little trick that I learned before I had to go and walk on fire to raise money for motor neuron disease. Whenever life gets you down because somebody has kicked you in the knee, or slightly further up if you're a gentleman, you're going to feel a bit, ugh. But there is something that you can do to change that. And we're going to do a little exercise now, and when we get to the end of it, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And the answer to those questions are I am, I have, and I will. Okay? I am, I have, and I will. We good with that? Good. Now, apparently, this morning it was a very audience participation-y kind of crowd, so I'm hoping you'll kick their bums for them. Now, whenever life gets you down, I would like you to stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Don't look at me like that. Okay? Take your hands in 2 clenched fists and place them upon your hips. Chest out, back straight. Now pull upon your face the biggest, cheesiest grin you can possibly imagine. Throw your head back. Imagine you're in panto, and bellow out the big laugh, okay? 1, 2, 3. I don't think the heart was in that, do you, Sue? Can you, right? So everybody, with Sue, shoulder width apart. Hands on the hips, back straight, chest out. Big grin. Head back and laugh. Who went to the best university in the world? These are the questions. Who went to the best university in the world? Who is going to change the world? I think we'll just do that one again. Who's going to change the world? One more time. Damn right you are. Now get out there and do it.
At the start of the ceremony, I said it's going to be an exciting ceremony. That's before I knew that was going to happen. I think after that we'll have some calm music. Choir, please.
Shines bright on my
thank you, music master, who's disappeared upstairs very quickly, and the choir. Thank you very much. Can I ask you, please, to be upstanding? I declare this academic ceremony closed.